Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. We're going through all the sort of areas of Aoi. I cannot for the life of me find a gun seller, which I am guessing is on purpose because I don't think I just missed it. So I think the only thing we have left is to go into Club 88 here, so let's give it a look. Not my kind of place, but anyway. Henry Kafai. I don't know why I had to step over there. There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weathered. It is as if the man had been carved from granite and unbattered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. I can respect that. I'm Dragon's Breath. I'm Henry Kafai. I suppose I own the place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. Oh. If you're looking for pharmas, speak to my son Callum. And if you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick, briefly. Alright. I gotcha. And what would I speak to you about? Nothing. I just steer the ship. What ship? There's always a ship. I'll leave you be. Okay. Callum has meds. Better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high functioning. Have a drink, friend. Have two. Then maybe something else to chase it, eh? You alright? Couldn't be better. I'm a prince of Club 88. Chosen, you might say. You part of the family that owns this place? You are a shrewd one, friend. I am the heir apparent, and my birthright to peddle chems to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down? Let's see what you have. I don't suppose you will buy this for more. No, it's the same price. Okay. Alright, so he's got all the usuals. Hyper and Cram I remember. Toko I don't remember. We got one of those earlier. Alright. Is the wife in the back then? Is that why there's a door? Aha, okay. Suddenly it all makes sense. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? You in charge here? And don't you forget it. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our two boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What have you got for sale? Oh, firearms from all over the world, from Ares to Walther and everything in between. You in the market? Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, so now we get to see the smart link again. I forgot about that. Alright. Hang on. Oh, this is an SMG. Okay. So the Semipal does 1 more damage with a slightly larger capacity. I don't know if it's worth upgrading just yet. I mean, that's a good chunk of my money. I think I'd rather have others use their guns, and I'm spend more time casting, at least for now. What can you tell me about, come back anytime. Anything else you need? What can you tell me about Haoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Haoi. We're under Kindly Cheng's umbrella, and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members. They don't own us. Haoi is a crossroads where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Ermine speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Haoi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it's better to work with us than against us. And now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Maybe another time. Okay. Alright. Wasn't too much there then. But now we know where everything is. Can we talk to you about your family now? Okay. Just noticed that the cat also has 2 colored eyes. Is that a cybernetically enhanced cat, my guy? A little worried your little fellow might be spying, but yeah, whatever. It's probably fine. Okay. Wait, where's the hatch go? That wasn't open before, right? Is that to the engine room where the other guy is? Ah. It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted the space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and Duraplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning. Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of a Russian accent there, but it's buried under layers of nuance. Please stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment, and unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manner of tools in here that could take your hand clean off. Take your time. I won't touch anything. Ah, you're very kind. Thank you. Try to see what's on the screen. The feed on the monitor looks like some sort of design software. You can see what appears to be a slim, spidery appendage in orthographic and perspective views. Very good. Yes, that's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed. He turns towards you, smiling, and for the first time you can see his face. He has broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw. His eyes are like flecks of ice. So sorry to have kept you waiting, Miss... Dragon's Breath. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. You're too kind. Now tell me, what can I do for... His voice trails off as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The Mashir rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. The man's smile tilts and his tone goes apologetic. Please, don't mind the drone. He can be territorial. But so long as you remain civil, he will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ractor. My mechanical counterpart here is called Koseshi? Kokeshe? I don't know, it depends. It said Russian accent, but then it said Slavic. He could be from any number of places. And, I mean, that could be... Well, let me look it up real quick. Koshei. Could be Russian, could be Ukrainian, could be Czech, could be Polish. Koseshi Immortal. Archetypal male antagonist in Russian folklore and mythology. Okay. Okay. So we'll chalk that up to Russian, and I don't know enough about Russian pronunciation. Is the game not coming back up? Thank you. There we go. Slap him 5 sup, man. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. I'm very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Haoi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like, I'm getting a real vampiric vibe off of you. But we're just going to gloss over that. Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you some questions, if you have the time. He glances at the bracer on his forearm. A technical display winks to life, then gutters out. Very well. This morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. That's time enough to talk. I wonder if is he the clothing vendor, maybe? When you said this morning's casting, what did you mean? Exactly what I said. A casting that I made of a new locomotive assembly for Is there a pronunciation guide here? Kashche? Unless I'm reading that wrong, I'll trust Wikipedia on this. Kashche. That's fascinating. Hold on. A new locomotive assembly for Kashche. He gestures at the display above the work table. A biometric design, as you can see. This one is inspired by the walking legs of a decapod crustacean, the mangrove crab to be specific. That's fascinating. And will this new leg assembly make your drone more effective? That remains to be seen. But there is more to life than combat effectiveness, is there not? By fabricating new components for Kashche, I unlock options, different ways of being. Even the failures, and there have been many, have value in this context. How did you learn to do all of this? More training and expertise than I care to mention. He offers you a wry smile. Drone architecture was once my profession, you see. Now it's more of a calling. One that I'm free to pursue now that I've freed myself from the shackles of corporate servitude. Kashche is an interesting name for a drone. Yes, I suppose it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized possession after a villain from a fairy tale. A nod to my heritage, I suppose. What was the fairy tale about? A thoroughly unpleasant person. Kashche the Deathless, he was called, and for good reason. His soul was cleverly hidden outside of his body, and he could not be killed so long as it remained intact. Ah, okay. Kashche was a villain and a notorious kidnapper of women, but something about him always stuck with me. I suppose it was the notion of immortality through cleverness that resonated. There was something to be learned from that, I was sure. And so when it came time to name my beloved creation, his was the first name that came to mind. And is your drone deathless like its namesake? In a manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of his architecture, and his core programming is stored on disk in a secret location. Should he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once to automate the self-repair process. I must confess, it was really quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day I will reclaim it, and Kashche will become as deathless as the stories claim. But it will not be today. You've got some interesting machinery in here, not the kind that you typically see outside of corporation settings. He smiles. The same could be said of many in Haoi, I'm sure. This is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things that they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity? The robotic arms that you've got over there, they look like something taken from an automotive assembly plant. His smile flashes brilliantly in the light. Good guess. That's precisely what they are. They fell off a boat, you might say. They weren't cheap, but I acquired them and had them mounted to the walls of my shop. I simply had to have them. The return on investment has been dramatic. Yes, they're cruder by far than the Waldo devices that I use in my professional life, but they still do the job, and they are mine. He gazes lovingly at the industrial arms, still smiling. They have increased my fabrication capabilities nearly tenfold, and that to me is worth any price. Are you Russian? I thought I caught a hint of an accent there. He nods. You have a good ear. I'm impressed. Yes, I grew up in Nizhny, I think that's Nizhny Novgorod. I went to school there, started my career there in the industrial sector. Fairly common story, I'm sure. But I have also traveled a great deal, and in so doing, I have absorbed a number of other languages and dialects. How many languages do you speak? Counting Russian and Cantonese? 15. He shrugs apologetically. It shames me to admit that I'm only literate in 12, however. You're either way too hard on yourself or acting ashamed to cover up the fact that you're bragging. His brow furrows. Koshchei takes a step forward. I assure you, I am not bragging. In truth, I've never much cared what anyone thought of my abilities or accomplishments. I am quite self-sufficient in that regard. If I tell you that I feel ashamed, it is because I do. When knowledge eludes me, I take it poorly. His shoulders relax, and Koshchei adopts the same posture. Koshchei. Koshchei? Fuck. Now I've lost it again. What does it say? Koshchei. I'm not gonna say Koshchei, which is how it's spelled out, but you said you used to work for a corp. Whose payroll were you on? He sighs. That is something of a sore subject. My departure was involuntary, you see. I did not part ways with my employer under the best of terms. I will tell you that I worked for Grishin Aviacorps, but you'll forgive me if I don't want to go into detail. Keeping all of this machinery running can't be cheap. How can you afford it? Freelance. At the risk of sounding immodest, I've commodified myself rather well. There are always corporations in need of design consultations. You'd be surprised how lucrative such work can be. And there is always other work that I can turn to in a pinch. I suspect he means dirty work, but we'll ask him anyway. Why not? You said that you did other work besides consulting. Care to tell me what kind? He pauses, and for a second something flashes in his eye. Koshchei lowers his body into a crouch. A rather personal question, wouldn't you say? Maybe, but then we're having a personal conversation. Indeed we are. But even in personal conversation, certain topics can be held off limits. Truth be told, I don't feel especially comfortable. Oops. Dang it. I didn't get to read that fully. My itchy finger. Anyway, looks like I said he did Shadowrunning, which doesn't surprise me. He gives you a shallow nod. I dislike the term, but yes, I run the shadows. What gave me away? Design consultants live in apartments in Victoria Harbor. You're living in a rusted-out boat in Haoi. There's got to be a reason for that. He shrugs. You are correct, of course. The residents of shadow communities are usually either too poor to live elsewhere or engage in behaviors too illicit to risk it. I will admit to being in the latter camp. Designing robotics is my passion, but it doesn't always pay the bills. He runs a hand over Koshchei's armored chassis, caressing the sculpted metal with his fingertips. My status as a foreigner has proven something of an impediment in this regard. And so, sorry as it may be, I may be to say it, the lion's share of my income flows from Koshchei's aptitude for butchery. Such is life, I suppose. We do what we must do. We do what we must... That's awkward to read. We do what we must to do what we love. Seems like everybody on this boat runs the shadows. Why not pool our resources and work together? He purses his lips, considering. A compelling offer. I'm doing quite well on my own, but I must admit there are certain jobs for which I am unsuited. Magic eludes me, and I'm not a decker. My strength comes from material objects in the real world, solid things with mass and heft, things that I can build and operate. Sadly, a great many clients are only interested in teams that display mastery over the intangible. This group of yours, do you have people who can cover those bases? If so, then perhaps we can help each other out. Why? This feels a little bit rude, but well, yes, we have a shaman and a decker, both competent at their jobs. In that case, I will accept your offer on a provisional basis. We'll do a few runs together and see how we get on. If our association bears fruit, it will continue. If not, I will bid you my farewell and go back to working alone. How does that sound? Welcome aboard, I guess. Very good, excellent. When you receive a job, you know where to find me. My skills and resources are at your disposal. And with that, I'm afraid I must bid you good day. I still have work to do down here. This leg assembly won't clean itself. I'll be in touch. Looking forward to working with you. And I with you. Huh. I wasn't just expecting another character to pop up, but okay. Nothing here? I guess that's his bedroom. There is a bed there. Looks like storage, though. Is that all there is to him? I kind of doubt it. There seems like there's a lot more going on, but anyway. Finally, we get to the mission computer. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 600 messages. Well, read your old messages. Oh, okay. Just in case that anybody had left anything. Welcome to Haoi. From kindly Chang to Dragon's Breath. Welcome to Haoi. On behalf of your friends at the Haoi Chamber of Commerce and the Swift Winds Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Haoi and to our new business venture. I have already lined up 3 jobs for you. The details of each are contained on a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, as it will update you with new opportunities as they occur. On to C. From Isabel. Hey Dragon's Breath, I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I've got it trolling for are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. I've already patched a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowland BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the street, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. From Bao Jianjun? I've been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present in Haoi. Oh. Auntie Cheng has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Ermine Ka-Fi at Club 88 is an excellent resource for acquiring additional weapons should you acquire any. If you're in need of magical supplies, go to the Parlor of 5 Phases. If you desire training in the path of the adept, seek out Spider Shen. She can help you as well as supply you with any close quarters weapons that you might desire. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supplies. The proprietor, Ten-Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Techno Paradise is a Wampoan-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, Reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best bet. And I pity you. Hold on. I need to check something. Wampoa. There's a lot of things called Whampoa. Dockyard, private housing in Hong Kong, station in Hong Kong. It's also things in Singapore and mainland China. Okay, I'm a little confused what the reference is, because what he said initially made it sound like it was the name of his like little micronation thing, but maybe I misunderstood. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Bao. Oh! That's Bao's full name. Okay, I get it now. From Kindly Cheng to Dragon's Breath. I've got a problem, Dragon's Breath, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Whampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, here we go. I'll forgive you. You are an outsider after all. The Whampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who have taken up residence in the Whampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their little pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Haoi. I've hit a snag, though. The Whampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They have asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Whampoans have a delegate here in Haoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you want to know about Whampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. Yeah, that's about the gist of what I got from him as well. You get your ass down to Whampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Welcome to the Shadows, Dragon's Breath. Artifact Liberation. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Tai Po. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. The screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Chang. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Liu Hua decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Tai Po. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He hit a snag with the local government officials. However, they suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and catalogued. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu and I had expected. Several acres of catacombs, at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tan Tien Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tan Tien, who then leased it back to him. Because Tan Tien is considered to have extraterritoriality, that is a mouthful. Extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil, but he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations using Tan Tien contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comm link before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever is down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tap, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. The last thing I heard him talking about were a pair of ancient texts the workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the 2 texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going into actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Liu's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I'd prefer they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you can find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. There you have it, a nice simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Alright, one more. Geomantic sabotage. Geomancy is big business in the Free Enterprise Zone. Here in Hong Kong, Feng Shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wujing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale qi manipulation here in the Free Enterprise Zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel qi from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that they call the Wujing Sky Tower. There it is focused and transformed into good fortune through the building's geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes that it is time for Wujing's good luck to run out. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of qi throughout the building, but you are to do so in 2 distinct fashions. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environment of that level. This will consist of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle disturbances of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make a much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed. Set fire to things, uproot trees, that sort of thing. Our client has also specified that he would like you to destroy the large Buddhist statue in the garden. Smash the thing to bits and leave them scattered across the rooftop. This level of destruction will keep Wujing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wujing to hear. I have utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. Given your own skills with magic, you should have an easy time identifying the most effective ways to disrupt the key of the building. Okay. So, do these now all come up in the pending jobs? They do. Okay. So, I guess we just have to pick one. I assume we'll be coming back to all of them at some point or another. But that will be eventually. I'll probably do them in the order that they were read out, given that they seem to go up in complexity with each subsequent one. But we'll maybe make that decision next time. See you guys then.